gonna go? Okay, bye-bye. Oh, shush. Are you content now? You gonna be quiet? Hi guys, today I wanted to talk with you about the things in which have been absolutely essential and have made my life a million times better once being disabled. I apologise in advance, I look absolutely horrendous. I've just started on new medication, which, as anyone who's on medication will know, absolutely kills you for the first few days. I mean, I always feel really tired and drowsy and just horrendous when being on new medication. Let's get into it. So the first thing on my list, bearing in mind these are in no specific order, these are just 10 things in which I absolutely need in my day-to-day life, would be my watch. See, I have an Apple Watch, a Series 4. They don't actually do this series anymore as far as I'm aware, but I actually got recommended to get one from my doctor actually. And because I used to pass out, I'm on medication at the current period of time to help sort that, but I used to pass out and I used to not go anywhere. It completely knocked my confidence, as it would with anybody, because, well, passing out and it's quite scary. So I wouldn't go anywhere on my own, to be honest. I still don't, but not for the same reasons anymore. But this, if I did pass out or it would sense that I'd fallen over or something along those lines, it would basically ask me if I was okay. If I didn't respond, it contacts the emergency services and my emergency contacts. Now, I've never had to use it, thankfully. I've always either woken up before it contacted, or I have just fallen over and I'm completely fine. And yeah, but yeah, it's absolutely I don't go anywhere without it. It's such a relief to know that I have that ability, and yeah, it's been a complete lifesaver. It also regulates my heart rate, and I can see if my heart rate jumps about too much. I know that I had to take it easy that day or anything along those lines. It's just a complete lifesaver, really. Now the next thing is my little Google. I have a little Google assistant, and he is absolutely great. He reminds me of things in which I forget. I literally just ask him to remind me at a certain time to do something, and it is so useful because with my conditions I tend to have quite a bit of brain fog. And obviously with new medications that I'm on, it also is absolute lifesaver. It can remind me on certain dates of certain things, it tells me the weather. If I can't see the time, I can ask him the time, you know, all the same things that an Alexa would do, but he's a Google instead. I actually got him because my boyfriend had Spotify, and they actually were doing like this free giveaway through Spotify if you had it, and he got it. I don't really know how that worked, but he got it for free and he didn't need it, so he gave it to me, which was absolutely great. I couldn't live without my my little Google assistant reminding me of every appointment that I have, everything that is on my calendar. Absolutely great. Now the next thing is actually to help me with filming. It's an Osmo gimbal. Now I actually used my Christmas money on this, and it is an absolute amazing thing. Like, if you are interested in filming or photography or anything along those lines, I really recommend them, because they obviously they keep your phone steady. I actually use it all the time when filming YouTube, but I also use it when filming outside or doing anything, because obviously I'm on crutches. Having something like that really helps, because I don't walk normally, so it keeps my phone steady. It can film things perfectly. It is absolutely amazing. And just to point it out, everything in this video I've very definitely paid for. I do not get anything sent to me, so it's all very much paid for and tried, tested and true. Now this one is going to be very obvious, and I cannot obviously live without any of my crutches. I have 3 pairs of crutches. 2 of them are exactly the same, they just have a different handle. So this one has the engraved handle there. I have the normal hospital crutches with just a normal handle, and I obviously have the elbow crutches as well. The elbow crutches, I've mentioned many times before, are heavy, but they are a lot better for walking in, which I know makes complete and utter no sense whatsoever. But it is true, they are a lot more balanced, they are a lot more stable. I still have to get used to them, but I know for a fact that they are. Obviously my normal crutches, I wouldn't be able to move anywhere without them, so they are definitely having the different type, because I have ones for inside, ones for outside. And then I have my walking ones, so having the different variety for the different uses is useful, because then I don't have to keep washing my crutches feet every time I go for a walk or this, that and the other. So it's very, very useful, and I highly recommend having multiple pairs of crutches if you are disabled like me, to have the different variety. So my shower stall is definitely way up there, because stupidly I didn't think of having a crutches stall for years, and I say for years, I've only been it's only been 2 years, but for a long time I just didn't think about it. And I'm gonna go. Okay, goodbye. Oh, shush. Are you content now? You gonna be quiet? Okay, so crutches stall. I didn't think about having one of these for years, and I used to take my walking stick into the shower. I still do to some extent, take my walking stick into the shower, but I used to take it in. I used to have to sit on the floor and then crawl out, and it was just a lot of faff to take a shower, and I used to be really tired afterwards, which I always thought I was really underfit, but reality it's just fatigue and other problems like that. But having a shower stall has been absolutely amazing, because now I don't have to sit on the floor. I used to constantly worry that, you know, I was gonna slip or something along those lines. But shower stall, it makes the whole, it means that I can actually reach things on the shelf. I used to have everything on the floor in the shower because I wouldn't be able to reach the top shelf, and yeah, that used to be problematic, especially having like razors to obviously shave your legs and stuff like that and on the floor. Not safe at all. Yeah, it's definitely a useful thing, and I got mine really cheaply. Like, the actual designed shower stalls are phenomenally expensive for what they are, and mine's just a garden seat. Like, I got it in Homebase for like £5. Like, it was the best idea never to buy like a £30 shower stall, when in reality I could have just I just went to Homebase and got a garden stool that's completely plastic and is a lot cheaper. The only downside is that I do slip around. It's difficult to stay in one place out on it, but it is definitely worth its weight in gold. Now, another one is my heated jacket. So if you're like me and have joints that seize up that are horrible, and my back, although I've never really had too many problems with it, with the scoliosis that I've developed, which I've actually shown x-rays from on another video, which I'll link somewhere at the top. But it's basically, it just, the heat from my heated jacket eases my back so much, eases the muscles, and in the cold it warms me up because I don't have to have layers over the top of it. It warms all my joints up. It means that my arms and back and my upper body doesn't seize up as much, which is super useful in winter. Obviously we're coming into summer now, so I don't really use it as much, but it was completely and utterly amazing when it was winter. Now I got my heated jacket for Christmas, but I'm pretty sure my boyfriend bought it for me off of Amazon. Now, if you're like me, again, with joint problems and just everything problems, it feels like having massages are the most important thing ever. Like, especially as I said with my back being, it's not great nowadays, having the different massages to ease the joints and ease the muscles is super important, to just keep me nimble and keep me able to move. Otherwise I'll just be led in bed just not doing anything because it's just causes too much pain to get out. So massages are very important and I use them almost daily, to be honest, and it helps also with me going to sleep. It means I don't have to have a bath every night. I can just I just use the massager on my back and I just fall asleep so much better, so much quicker. And bearing in mind that is difficult with all the different conditions I have. Because let's face it, when everyone's ill, they always feel worse at night. And you always feel like, yeah, a million times worse when you're trying to sleep because you haven't got the distractions that you have throughout the day. And having the massager just, for me, it puts me right to sleep, which is invaluable. Another one would be the blue badge. My blue badge has been a complete lifesaver. I don't know what it actually is called out in other countries, but for the UK, it's called a blue badge. Basically, you get the disabled parking or handicap parking, I think it's also called elsewhere, but disabled parking here. I, for a long time, I just didn't have a blue badge. I just didn't want one. I didn't want to be, it took me a long time to accept my disability wasn't going, so I went a long time without having one. But once I had it, I honestly can't live without it. It is the most amazing thing to be able to get out the car, not having to stress about someone parking next to you. It's amazing. You can just relax, open your car doors as much as you need, and being on crutches you need it quite open, so just relax, open your car. You don't really have to worry all that much about parking because most places have quite a few disabled parking. I mean, you do obviously get the perks of occasional free parking, but for me it's not about that. It is just the stress of not having to worry about how badly you parked as well, because like with the disabled people, if someone's parked too far over, you know, it's just less stress around parking because you have that extra room, so nobody's impinged on how badly you park. And I'm not exactly known for the best parking. I can get it in between the lines, but straight is a whole different ball game. But yeah, to not have to worry about people parking next to you, and you can open your door so you can actually get out, and if you're on your own, you don't have to have the stress of wondering when people are going to come back to their cars if they park too close. Yeah, it's been absolutely amazing to have the blue badge. Another one is the actual stick covers. So with the handles of crutches, you can get these basically soft foamy things you can put over them so that it doesn't hurt your hands as much when you walk. Now, as you all probably know, I've created my own. I have my DIY handle covers. That's only personal preference because it's a lot cheaper. I will at some point probably fork out the money to buy a proper one, but that will be a whole nother thing. But they are so important. They are really, really important because the firm, how hard the crutches handles are, like this. It's not a nice material, it's not squidgy, it just kind of is practical and cleanable. Now these are my inside ones, so I don't obviously go walking anywhere with these. But it's so hard, it's so firm, and this material also rubs on your hands, creating blisters. So having crutches handle covers are so important because they stop all of that. I mean, it still hurts to begin when you're starting out on crutches. It still hurts your hands quite a bit because the muscles aren't used to it. But after that, they're definitely important, and they definitely ease a lot of the pain. Now, I was stupid enough not to start out with covers, and I went through many, many months of really bad blisters, really horrible pains. It was horrendous. And then, you know, eventually I worked my way through a lot of different items. I used to wear bike riding gloves. I went through a load of those to try and ease the pain. I don't know why at the end of the day I didn't just buy handle covers, but I didn't for some odd reason. But now that I make them, and I know it's a lot cheaper to make them, it is worth it, and it means you don't have to worry about wearing gloves, and if it's too warm your hands don't get really sweaty and then they rub even more because they're sweaty. Handle covers are definitely the way to go. Another one which has been a complete and utter godsend is having a medication case. Now obviously you get the little days and months and weeks. You get ones like this that have the days, the weeks, the times and stuff like that. This one was a cheap one that I don't really use anymore because I can't fit all my medications in there as they've gotten bigger over time. I do actually need to get myself another one, but yeah, there's that one. I'm talking about things like this. Now, these I use 2 of them because I have all my boxed medications, so the ones that are big and that I'm not actually currently using, but I know where they are for when obviously the ones that I am using run out, which I keep in here. This one I've got everything I need, all the different medications in here that I use on a day-to-day basis, and obviously I swap them out when I run out of them. And these are a lifesaver because with having brain fog I constantly am forgetting everything, and I have, again, with my watch and my Google, I have different alarms telling me what medications I have to take at that set time. I usually have one that warns me that I'm going to have my medication soon, and then I have one on my Google that actually tells me I have to have it now. And I use them to basically remind me that I got to go to this. And then this obviously holds all the medications I need at this period of time. So everything's in one place. It's completely easy to access. All I need is a glass of water and easily done. And without it, all my medications used to be everywhere, and I used to struggle to actually take them on time because I used to have ones downstairs in the kitchen, I used to have some in my room, I used to keep some in the bathroom. I don't know why I kept some in the bathroom, but I did. I kept them there to, I guess, try and remind me, because I had to have them when I did my teeth, after I'd eaten, because I always do my teeth after eating. Anyway, I think that's the reason I kept them in there. But yeah, having them all in one place is a hell of a lot easier, and I would recommend that to anybody. So that does it. That's my list of everything that I need, usually on a day-to-day basis, for my disability, that helps tremendously in day-to-day life. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.